Lawmakers are back in Austin for what is expected to be a historic session. The economic damage from the pandemic and redistricting are only two of the issues facing the new Speaker of the House, Beaumont Representative Dade Phelan.
We were supposed to come into this cycle with a budget surplus. Instead, we have a deficit because of COVID-19.
Speaker Phelan released his base budget a few days ago, but with the impacts of the pandemic, he says lawmakers may tap into the Economic Stabilization Fund, also called the Rainy Day Fund, which has around $10 billion in it.
And I see some opportunities in this budget because of COVID to use that fund for one-time expenses.
I'm assuming one-time expenses don't mean like small business relief. It may mean where there's a shortfall, let's fill that void and then figure out the rest with the funds that are already available.
The members will decide what those one-time expenses are and whether or not it's appropriate to use it, say in Article 2, which is healthcare, or Article 3, which is public education, or some of the other articles that deal with infrastructure.
Hanging over the session is redistricting, a traditionally ugly fight over which party controls political power in the state.
We have redistricting that's coming up, which is a very controversial issue, but every 10 years we must take up redistricting. So that's something that, we'll redraw maps for the House and the Senate and the U.S. Congress and State Board of Education.
With majorities in both houses and a weakening of the Voting Rights Act in 2013, Republicans will likely make the most of redistricting. But Speaker Phelan will be under pressure to maintain party unity after years of attacks on his predecessor, Joe Straus, by the far right of the party.
So we're ready to get back to our communities, back to our families, back to our jobs. And so if we can get those first two things done in the first 140 days, that would be fantastic.
Stephen Dial, Fox 4 News.